Hey, I still don't know how to start these, so I guess I'll just jump right into it. I just got back from a preview night screening of the movie Smile, directed by Parker Finn. I had to look that up because I forgot. Starring Sosie Bacon and Kyle Gallner and Jessie Usher. Overall, I liked the movie. I thought it was actually pretty good. I liked the direction by Parker Finn. I thought a lot of the shots, especially like transitions or like landscape, environmental, like setting shots were really well done. Actually, I liked a lot of like especially as the movie goes forward and kind of delves into like not insanity territory, but more like crazy territory. Sorry, my glasses. I thought it was really well done how creative they get. There's one especially where it's panning, or it's like dollying towards a circular window, and then in the window it changes to a different landscape, but you can still see the rest of the like foreground, and then it dollies into the window all the way. It's pretty cool actually. And look at me with my new film class words, vocab, go crazy. But I really liked it actually. I thought it was an interesting concept. The trailers at first kind of seemed a little weird. It seemed a little like conventional, you know. It seemed like something that you'd see in January. There's a lot of comparisons to the Truth or Dare movie that came out a few years ago. I never saw it, never even cared to go see it, especially with like the smiling people. But the marketing actually was super interesting. I was talking to my roommates the other day, and they pulled up like the video of the people at the MLB and the people on like the Today Show, which was actually kind of like unnerving and kind of creepy the way they did that. So that was really cool actually to see, and especially in the context of the movie. Like thinking about that marketing is actually kind of scary. But yeah, overall, I liked the movie a lot. I thought it was really well done. I thought it was like well made. The acting, especially by the lead, Sosie Bacon, was great. Hopefully I didn't butcher her name, but it was great. She did a really good job of playing someone who's been through a lot in life, and then kind of as the movie goes on, kind of unravels and unwraps her whole life, and not only her life, but also like her mental state. I thought that was a really interesting concept and really well done. I mean, as I'm kind of delving into more and more horror, you notice how much like darker, deeper themes there are, especially with trauma. This movie deals a lot with trauma and how it affects people in different ways, and how it can kind of go with you throughout your life. I thought that was a really interesting concept, especially as it kind of gets near the end and you learn more about the smile phenomenon, or I don't even know what to call it without spoiling, but to learn more about it, it's really interesting, and it kind of takes a darker turn, especially with those themes. But the story, it was pretty good. I mean, by all means, a lot of people have been saying this is in comparison to like It Follows or The Ring or I mean, I liked it. But I mean, you can definitely tell that the director gets a lot of inspiration from those movies, and it's always kind of cool to see someone pay homage. A lot of people are saying it's familiar, which it is pretty familiar. You know, there's a lot of beats in the story and a lot of ideas in there that have been used before. But I mean, of course, we're all gonna see that. You know, every film is inspired by something else, a different art form, something in life. It's not going to feel exactly familiar, but it's going to you can end up drawing comparisons to, oh, I've seen that before, or I've seen this in Scream, this in Truth or Dare, and this in The Ring. And yeah, there's going to be some things that have been directly inspired. There was one jump scare especially that got me good, that I thought was really effective, that is definitely like inspired from The Ring. You know, it's just a quick cut of someone's like mutilated body that just kind of freaks you out a little bit. But I thought it was really well done. I liked the scares. I'll get some a little bit in the mix and the negative in a minute, but staying on the positive track, I especially really liked the ending. The third act, I have a little bit of issue with it. Again, we'll talk about that in a minute, but overall I thought it was really well done. I said that a lot, but I thought the third act, especially like the last 10 minutes, really, really good. Very, very scary the first time, probably in the movie, not the first time, but one of the only times in the movie where I wasn't frightened by a jump scare every 5 or 6 minutes. But it's something that I was genuinely unnerved by from what I was seeing on the screen, like the imagery that I saw on the screen, and not just like something like that. So yeah, I thought that was very, very good. The imagery in the third act in the last 10 minutes especially kind of freaked me out, so won't be forgetting a few of those things pretty soon. So good on you, Mr. Finn, for doing that. But kind of moving into the mixed aspects of the movie, I really thought part of it was a little too long. It's not like a super long movie. I think it was only like, what, I was at the theater for like 2 hours and 20 minutes maybe. But a little bit of it just felt unnecessary. Like, it wasn't building the plot or the characters, and I can't describe it super well. It just felt like drawing out everything a little bit. Like, yeah, it adds a little bit to the story, but there's a scene of her just eating a hamburger that, if I remember right, didn't really add much. You can just cut some of that, you know, you can cut some of the fat. Like, it didn't really have anything to do with it, since it's not like, oh, she's eating kale the entire movie and then she's eating this hamburger, look how crazy she's gone. It's just chilling eating a hamburger. And, you know, sometimes that can play in the favor of the movie, you know, just a character unwinding for a minute, but I felt like it wasn't really necessary here. So stuff like that, you know, it's a little too long. And then, I mean, I would have liked to have more of the genuine scares, more of the genuine tension, genuine creepiness in the movie. Not saying that there wasn't any, but there was definitely a lot of jump scares. And kind of going into the negative, too many jump scares. There's a few too many jump scares for my liking. It felt like one of those movies that you'd go see in January with your friends, like Woman in Black 2, just because I did see that in January with my friends. And there's jump scares every 5 minutes just to make sure you're still awake during the movie. I'm not trying to compare those two, because on terms of quality, one is vastly different, Smile, and one is really inferior, which is Woman in Black. But Woman in Black 2, to be specific for the purists. But I definitely thought Smile, when it wanted to play the tension and it wanted to play the scares as something that's not jolting out at you or faking you out, it's done well. There was a few fake jump scares that kind of are like, oh my gosh, of course. But there's a few scenes, especially one involving like a security operator, that's really well done. That's like, oh my gosh, like what's happening? There's scenes in the movie especially that, mild spoilers here, as you know, like I mentioned earlier, she starts to kind of lose her grip and unravel. The movie plays into that with those shots, like the Dutch angles, turning around, the transition shots, kind of getting a little bit more out there. And then the story kind of been like, oh, she's getting a call. Oh, is she? Stuff like that. Like, she's seeing things that aren't there. Essentially, stuff like that. I thought it was super interesting. I'm trying to kind of stay light on spoilers because I would have liked to know a few things. I would have liked to not know a few things before I walked into the movie. And then probably my last, kind of delving back into that jump scare thing, is like the music it's all right. It's passable and it's nothing super special. The only thing I remember is those massive noises every time a jump scare comes out. It's just like, oh, it just kind of gets old after a while, you know? It was really effective for everyone in my theater, of course. Everyone was jumping and like, holy freak, something just popped out. But I mean, again, I prefer those tension scares over just direct, I prefer being like scared on what you're seeing on the screen or not seeing on the screen and jumping because of music cue, you know? A few nitpicks would probably just be, I wish there were more kills. Not saying that there's not any in the film, but I wish there were more kills. The ones that are in the film, super effective. You're not gonna forget them anytime soon, because they're very, very unnerving. But again, I would have liked to see more kills. I mean, we got some good gore in it. This first kill especially is not gonna leave you alone for a while. But yeah, overall, I really like the movie. I'm gonna get into some spoilers here, probably spoil the ending of the movie, so I'll just give you like a 3-second countdown. So, okay, all right, spoilers. If you don't, for the 2 people that watch this video, if you don't click off, don't want to be spoiled, get out. But at the end of the movie, she does confront the entity, right? It's an entity that's been stalking her the whole movie, and you have to inflict trauma. I thought that theme of trauma, like someone kills themselves in front of you, someone dies in front of you, that's going to stick with you for the rest of your life. It's not something you forget. But like going into that trauma, I thought was really, really effective the way they play it out. And then as the entity, as they find out that the entity like thrives off trauma, right? And that you can only break the chain by killing someone, because, you know, you see someone commit suicide in front of you with a smile, and that trauma is now inflicted upon you. You're carrying that around, and you start seeing things. You get driven like crazy till eventually you do the same thing to someone else. And the only way to break that chain is to kill someone in like an incredibly graphic manner or something like that, as there's a witness right there. And so you get to the end of the movie, and she's like, I can't kill anybody, you know, because she has a moral compass. And so she goes into like exile in some cabin like Yoda, and then she's met with the entity, and the entity at first, it was creepy, right? But nothing like super scary. It just seemed like some like thing you'd see on the internet with like the smile and the dark eyes. I was like, oh, that's pretty creepy. And then it just like peels its face off, and it's freaking terrifying. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna forget that. That imagery is sticking with me for a while. So I thought that was really, really cool. The effects look great. And then it, you know, possesses her, and the cop from the whole movie comes in, and she kills herself right in front of his eyes. I thought that was really well done. Like, it's dark. The last 2 minutes are like bleak. I'm so happy that it went there. I thought it was a really effective ending. It differentiated from everything not everything, but it, you know, it was different. You know, it wasn't a happy ending. The cycle continues. That cop is either gonna have to murder someone or kill himself. And I'm guessing he's gonna end up killing himself in front of someone else, since he seemed like he had a moral compass the whole movie as well. So just happy day in the ending. And the last shot of her screaming and in his eyes is really, really effective. So overall, I like the movie. I would definitely rate it pretty high. Probably like a 7.5 out of 10, maybe an 8. I'll have to watch it again. Probably like a 7.5. It was good. It was really good. I liked it a lot. It was a great time to be in the theater, way better than I expected. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this one. Might even pick it up on Blu-ray when it comes out. So yeah, well, thanks for watching. Subscribe. Maybe let me know if I should do more. I don't know. Caleb, you tell me, since you're the only one that watches these. And now, see ya.